We have a special guest in our studio today, Minister for Trade and Industry, Chun. Minister, welcome to the Straits Times. How have the US-China trade tensions affected us?
We are entering a phase whereby the global trading and economic environment is under stress. And what we will see in the next 10 to 20 years may be quite different from what we have experienced in the last 20 to 30 years. And the fundamental question is, will the world become more integrated, or will the world risk fragmenting our entire production system, supply chains and markets? With the advent of new technologies, people are also reorganizing their supply chains around the world. So there is a great shift of the supply chains and the production patterns around the world, and all these will have significant implications on Singapore. We might end up with more local, more regional production processes and supply chains, which means that we will have less optimal production processes, prices will be higher, growth will be lower.
Minister, what are some of the things Singapore is doing in the short and medium term?
So in the short to medium term, in order to overcome some of these challenges, I think we need to diversify, we need to internationalize, we need to help our industries transform, and we need to go into new sectors. Diversify our markets and supply chains so that we are never held ransom by the vagaries of any one particular market. Diversify our industries because it gives us more options to balance out the economic fluctuations. So for example, at this point in time, while our growth rate is expected to be between 0 and 1%, it doesn't mean that all industries will be between 0 and 1%. Some industries like professional services, healthcare, ICT are growing at 7 to 8%, very healthy. Some other sectors like the electronics, precision engineering, retail sales are in negative territory. The second thing that we need to do is to go beyond the Singapore market and not be constrained by the size of our domestic market. Now the third part is that we have to help our companies overcome the short-term challenges. Generically, we need to help our companies by making sure that our rules, our regulatory environment continue to be pro-business. The second thing that we need to do well is to make sure that we keep our cost structure down. This could be labor costs, land costs, and other kind of compliance costs. But most importantly, beyond playing a defensive game of keeping the costs down, we need to help them expand their markets. So for the small and medium enterprises, we are rolling out the digital suite of products to help them expand their markets. We are helping them to relook at their production processes so that they can be more efficient in order to build new capabilities to conquer the new markets. Now then that comes to the fourth set of the issues that MTI will need to work with our companies to do, and that is to build new capabilities in new industries. And some of these new industries must keep pace with the trends that are emerging. Healthcare and food. With a growing Asia market, the demand for quality healthcare, the demand for quality food will continue to grow. And as Asia's growing middle class continue to swell in numbers, they will demand such products and services. So we are going into the high precision, high value add, agri-bio sector. That will give us new niche market. A second area that is emerging is the environmental consciousness. This affects the kind of products that we produce from the petrochemical industries to how we produce new generation of electric power vehicles, how we even have new ecotourism, but all under the environmental theme. So this will create new industries, new possibility, new jobs for Singapore and Singaporeans.
It looks like it is a tough time to be MTI Minister with so much of these things going on. What keeps you up at night?
Actually, nothing very much keeps me up at night. That's because I have a good team in MTI. You can't do all of MTI's work alone, and you can't, no single person can do all that. But over the years, we have built up a very strong team in MTI, looking at the trade issues, looking at the industries issue, looking at the new sectoral capabilities that we built up. But what is most encouraging is that MTI is not working alone to help sustain and grow the Singapore economy. We have partners in our business associations so that they can always give us regular feedback, suggestions on how we take the economy forward. We are in close partnership with the Ministry of Manpower, NTUC, so that we can constantly look at the new types of jobs, the new skill sets required, so that we can train our workers ahead of time, even before the changes come along. So with a system in place, so long as we remain united and cohesive, I'm quite confident that Singapore will continue to distinguish ourselves amidst all the challenges and uncertainties around the world.
Thank you for joining us in the newsroom, Minister.
Thank you, Zakia.